Cool. All right. Good evening, guys. Team Our Victory. It's not even Wednesday. See, I'm so tired. It's Thursday. Thursday night. I've actually thought it was Wednesday like all day, I think. Yeah, it's one of those weeks. So anyway, it is Thursday night, and we are going to share tonight. I totally missed the boat last week, and had one of those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't pre-record the webinar for them, and it was just madness. So please forgive me that I totally dropped the ball last week, but I'm back this week, and I've been trying to kind of turn my head with what if I could step into Team Our Victory members' shoes. What could I give you guys? What is it that I haven't given you yet that I could continue to give you and pour into you? And so one of the things that I kind of was thinking about was just that idea of stopping, the idea of, I don't want to call it quitting. I hate saying quitting because I don't want to call anybody on our team quitters, because if you're still on our team, you haven't quit anything. So I don't want to call it quitting, but just that stop, that pause. And I think it happens a lot of times. I talked about it in the group. I think it happens a lot of times when we get frustrated or we get down on ourselves or things just aren't working out well. That's when we hit that pause button and we just stop in our business. And I was reading that quote that I posted on the link that said, "Don't stop until you're proud." And that, for me, I was like mind blown when I saw that, because the idea of stopping when we're upset with our progress, or stopping when we're frustrated with where we're at in any capacity of life, right? With anything that we're doing. The second that we stop because we're frustrated with it, that's definitely a prescription for regret, for feeling guilty about things, just feeling icky in general and down on yourself. And we don't want to feel like that. I don't want anyone to feel like that. Whenever I feel guilty in my business or I feel regretful in my business, it's I got to stop. I have to come back to why it is I'm doing this, because I don't want to feel like that when I'm trying to work something that is like a passion project for me, right? So that quote, "Don't stop until you're proud," kind of spiraled all of this. And so I thought, let me give some fresh ideas for, it can be if you're in a slump and you need okay, I just need something fresh to do, because when you tell me to do the 3 vital behaviors, I want to shoot somebody. I don't want to do the 3 vital behaviors. I want to do something fun. They're not fun. So fresh ideas, either when you're in a slump and you don't feel like doing that stuff, or just fresh ideas in general with, even if you're not in a slump, but it's you know what, that would be something that I could totally do that would enhance my business. So that is kind of my idea tonight, is pushing you guys so that you can continue to move forward, because I don't want anybody to hit that pause button. It is so hard in this business to start back over. And I've watched coaches try to do it, and I've done it before, and it really is hard when you hit stop. So even slow momentum, slow progress, slow forward motion is better than just hitting pause altogether. So I've got about, I have 8 different things, different little snippets, so you can number them as I go. So the first one is use all of the products in as many creative ways as possible. So as coaches, sometimes we start this business and we start with our shakes, right? And we start with maybe a workout program that we got in a challenge pack, and that's totally awesome. But maybe you've had that same workout program since the day you started. Maybe that's you've only pressed play on that one and you're kind of bored of it. Okay, so there's an idea. We've got so many different products. Try out different ones. Get on your Beachbody on demand and give yourself, I know they do the challenge du jour, where every day they post a different workout from the online system to try out. And so you could be a part of that challenge du jour and the challenge of the day and just find a different workout program to do each day. It's also going to make you more knowledgeable when people go to ask you about the programs. So if they're hey, what is T25 like? And you've never done it, well, at least now you have something to go off of. You know what? I've never done a full program, but I've tried this and this and this. Okay. It's also a way for you to get out there and show the variety of programs. So if you're doing, if you get in that Beachbody On Demand online office and you're doing different programs and trying out different forms of fitness, you can also be sharing that with people so they can see how versatile and how varied the fitness is in Beachbody, that it's really not just P90X. Because a lot of people get this idea that Beachbody is insanity or P90X, and I can't do it because it's too hard for me to do those programs. A lot of people give up before they've even started because they have an idea in their mind already. So kind of open people's eyes to that. So that's an idea. Maybe you're a runner and and it's getting nicer out, right? You don't want to be stuck indoors doing a workout program every single day. And I totally get that. And that's where my groups are getting a little bit more flexible because I know it's nice outside. So I'm not going to force my challengers to stay indoors every single day doing a program if it's going to make them miserable. My goal is to make them healthier, right? So if they go outside for a run and they post about it, I'm totally fine with that. If they go, and they join each other for a sweat date, I'm not going to be mad that it wasn't in their living room doing 21-day fix. You know what I mean? So maybe if you're a runner or you do other forms of fitness at other places, find creative ways to infuse the two. Lately, I've been working on how I infuse, because I work at Orange Theory Fitness, which is great, but that's not Beachbody. And when I'm there, I'm not promoting Beachbody. I separate the two. But how do I infuse the two? Because, there's a lot of people who come to Orange Theory, but they're missing that person like me that can help guide them. They're also missing that nutrition component. So Shakeology and the Orange Theory have kind of been a marriage that I'm starting to make outside of my work hours there. And so looking for little nuggets like that. Running. If you're a runner, you could incorporate run and PIO. They're on Pinterest. There's a ton of programs, but you could come up with your own little weekly calendar of how you incorporate running and putting PIO with that, because that's a great program to do together. Maybe instead of just focusing, another idea I had in terms of creative ways to use our products and to really get out there, don't just think about shake recipes for Shakeology. There's recipes beyond that. I've made ice cream with Shakeology before and posted about that. You can make those microwave lava cakes. Not my favorite, but you can do it. You can use Shakeology in oatmeal. You can use Shakeology. I mean, it's endless, right? Because it's just a powder. So whatever you could add a powder to, you could use Shakeology in. So start getting creative with maybe ways you can show your following how to use Shakeology, because everybody's like, well, I don't need a shake. I don't need that shake. But then when they start to see, oh, I could make ice cream with this shake, or I could make brownies with this shake. Oh my gosh, I can make Reese peanut butter cups with this shake. And they start to see that it's not just a shake. That adds a lot of value. So another creative way, right, to use your products. Also, thinking outside of just free groups, we all know about doing free groups, but maybe free groups that attract more of the people in your market, right? So groups that, free groups that allow people to get a taste of you. If maybe one of your things is that you really love journaling, maybe the group requires them to do some positive living stuff in the 5 to 10 days that you're together in this free group. Doing a free group, you can do clean eating groups, and that's great. But maybe something beyond that just allows you to kind of shine in your own fashion, in your own special way. So what free groups that could you do that are just slightly different than maybe the rest of them? Another one that I heard today, I was listening to a podcast, and there was a free group that she does. We do the sneak peeks into coaching groups. Well, this is a sneak peek into challenge groups. So doing a sneak peek group where you join and you get 5 days of what a challenge group is going to be. So they get the idea that you're going to post and you're going to hold them accountable each day, but you're explaining the value. You're talking through maybe a day of what Shakeology is all about and why it's a requirement. Maybe there's a day where you talk through all the different programs Beachbody has to offer and that it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Maybe the next day you talk through how nutrition's going to look in your group with meal planners or those containers, or just showing them how they would guide themselves through the online Team Beachbody portal to access recipes, things like that. Showing them how to maybe there's a day where you just show them this is how you're going to sit down and meal plan. So you could create a 5-day, I wouldn't ever do it longer than 5 days for something like this, but a sneak peek into what is a challenge group. Now, maybe somebody doesn't join your challenge group. This could lead right into your challenge group. It could be the week before. But this doesn't have to be, they don't have to, after that week's over, they don't have to join your challenge group, right? What they could do after that week is over is you've planted a seed. After that week is over, maybe 2 months from then, I remember that challenge group idea. You know what? I think I want to try that. So it'd be a great way to get the word out on what it is so that you don't feel like you're just some broken record on social media, right? And they get that personal touch from you of being in that group and seeing the value that you're going to provide. Okay, so that was number one, using all of the products in as many creative ways as possible. So Beachbody has endless products. I'm even going back and forth right now with what I'm thinking. This is another one. We forget that Beachbody allows them to now get that performance line, the hydrate and whatnot, instead of Shakeology in a challenge pack. So keep that in mind. Like, a shake might not be for everybody, or maybe they already have a shake that they're drinking. Be creative. Be creative with how you're, catering to them. Okay. Because we also do have that performance line. Maybe they're a runner and they're training for a marathon. Awesome. They don't need your challenge group. They've got their training program. They're running outside, but guess what? You know what you need? You need this hydration stuff. You need this pre-workout and this post-workout. It's going to make your training that much better. So reaching out to people who might not actually be like a challenge group member, right? Maybe they already have their own thing going on, but this would enhance what they're doing with their own health and fitness. So start getting creative in the ways you're marketing and just looking at our products, because there's a lot of them out there beyond just 21 Day Fix and Shakeology, right? Okay, number 2, stop, drop, and study. So we don't go to school to be Beachbody coaches. We don't get a degree at some fine establishment and institution to become a coach. It's just not what we do. And that's kind of the cool thing about this, because this is for anybody, right? This is for somebody who got that advanced degree and ended up like in corporate America realizing that this isn't for them. That wasn't what they wanted to do. They really just want to work for themselves and build this business. This could be for somebody who never graduated college and didn't think that they even had a chance to be a major earner in their lives. Maybe this is that place for them, that platform for them to now create some income that they never thought they could really have without that advanced degree. So you don't have to earn a degree, but we can surely act like we have an advanced degree in Beachbody. So I encourage you to study Beachbody. When you first start, there's so much. So you have to kind of let the dust settle. The good news is, for the most part on our team, most people on our team, the dust has settled. It should have settled enough that you know you're back, like your Coach Online office, you know how to navigate all that, you know where to send people, it's not so confusing. You've looked through those tabs and you kind of know where this and that are, and you're familiar with that stuff. But now, like, dig in and get to the nitty gritty. When I first started, I printed off a whole binder that was information. It was like a little tidbit about every workout program that Beachbody has. And honestly, that binder probably stayed closed more often than not. What works better for me, and maybe it works better for you too, is to simply just go and start browsing and researching. I said this in the very first bullet point about the Beachbody On Demand, but doing stuff also broadens my horizon. When people want to ask me about PIO, I have an answer for them. When they want to ask me about 21 Day Fix versus 21 Day Fix Extreme, I got an answer for them. You want to talk about T25 versus Insanity? I got you. If you want to talk about Shakeology, performance line, you want to talk about any Shakeology flavor, and you want to know what shake to make and what recipe is awesome, I got you. But that's come over time. Over time, I've had to expand my knowledge in all the programs and all the products, and slowly but surely, I did this. So in the beginning, what I would do is I'd switch up my shake every month so that I could try all the different flavors. I have ones that's not my favorite, and it's okay. But I have a knowledge base about them so that I can talk to people about them, so that I'm not going to go sell them greenberry when I know they're not going to like greenberry. Even though it kind of sounds fun and it sounds yummy, greenberry tastes like crunchberry cereal. And if they don't like crunchberry cereal, they're not going to like greenberry, right? So I've got to know that. I've got to try it and know that. I also have to know what recipes work with certain things so that I can advise people. And so when I say stop, drop, and study, this is a progression. So just start picking little nuggets and pieces. I'm still researching everything that's in Shakeology, and I've been doing this business over 2.5 years now, and I'm still researching what is all in Shakeology, because it blows my mind every time. I've been adding kale to my Shakeology this week, and I don't even have to, because guys, there's freaking kale in Shakeology. There already is. I don't have to add it, but I can add a little extra, and it's also the fresh stuff, so different kind of nutritional rather than ground up and powdered. I digress. But knowing what's in that packet of shake that you're advertising and that you're talking about, and just sharing with people that knowledge, beyond just the knowledge of our products, knowing about network marketing and multi-level marketing. When I first started, the big thing that rang through my mind, and what I was always worried about people asking me was, is this a pyramid scheme? Because I kind of thought it was a pyramid scheme when I first started. And so I was really worried. I was worried if people asked me that question. but I was also worried about how to answer because I didn't really know. So I've over time studied what is an MLM, a multi-level marketing company, which is what we are. Multi-level meaning that's what it is. You have an upline coach and there's different levels of the business. And how is that different from a pyramid scheme? Like, what is the difference so that I can explain to somebody? Well, I know a pyramid scheme is completely illegal. You would be shut down. A pyramid scheme, there's no way to earn income. You're literally selling something. I'm sorry, there's nothing to give. Like, you're literally taking money and there's no product to hand over to them. In a pyramid scheme, you'd never be able to be higher than your coach. In multi-level marketing, I could make more money than the coach above me. I totally could. So there's not like a cap to that. In multi-level marketing, similar to any other, like, people are like, well, it's in the shape of a pyramid. Well, I hate to break it to you, but when you go to McDonald's, their structure is in the shape of a pyramid too, because there's the freaking manager, and then there's the assistant manager, and then there's the head cook at McDonald's, and like, it goes in a pyramid too. So that's just how the structure of business is set up. So when people talk about that, though, I get like passionately aggressive about it because I can talk about it because I know the differences. So if you don't really know a lot about network marketing and multi-level marketing and what does that mean and what exactly do I do as somebody like that, get out there and listen to podcasts, read books. You're going to learn a lot by just absorbing yourself into what that is. Read articles. I mean, that's what I'll do. I'll go on Pinterest or Google and I'll just type in like network marketing tips. Because guess what? Beachbody isn't the only network marketing company in all of America and all of the world. There are many of them out there. So when I go to Google that stuff, I can even learn from other companies, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Getting on that national wake-up call, guys, learning from the best in the business is essential. And if you don't get on the national wake-up call, get into the podcast, download that app on your phone, the podcast app, and subscribe to the National Wake-Up Call, the Team Beachbody Coach podcast, so that you can listen to those on replay if you happen to miss them. They're every Monday, guys, at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're busy during that time, which is totally understandable because we work, we have lives, we're busy people, and I get it. I can't ever listen live, and it breaks my heart, but I listen to the replays. And those are the best in the business, guys. So it's so important, so cool to get on those and just hear their strategies, hear where they came from and where they are now. I also like to YouTube top coaches, Melanie Mitro, Caleb Thomas. I will listen to I Am Blue in the Face. Like, they are so good at what they do. And when I'm listening, just to the way they train people and the way they talk about the business, it just makes me better at it too. You get to hear what other people are, what other people are struggling with and what other people are, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. What other people struggle with, you can hear through maybe what they're trying to train their coaches on or train their team on, train their clients with. And it starts to make everything just make sense when you see that other people are truly doing the same battles and climbing the same mountains that you're climbing. And that's about it. So stop, drop, and study, guys. Stop, drop, and study. So if you feel like you're, if you're in a funk or you're just like, okay, well, what do I do next? Get out there and learn some things. Get out there and there's so much to learn and just nonstop. It's nonstop. Okay, number 3. I gotta move fast because I'm only on 3 out of 8 and I'm running out of time. Okay, number 3, write out a plan. So where do you want to go? What's your vision? When you said, you know what, Brittany, yeah, I think I want to be a coach. What was it in your mind that what was that picture? What did it look like? This is why I wanted to do that, and this is where I'm going. Okay. So where do you want to go? And then beyond that, beyond just a life plan of what I want to do in the business with Beachbody, beyond that, I encourage you to look ahead. Look ahead at those next 2 to 3 months. What do you want to do in those 2 to 3 months? Where do you want to plug challenge groups in? Would you like to do a free group somewhere? Is there something that you'd want to host? Maybe there's a call you'd want to host, or you want to talk through a business opportunity, or you want my help with something. You've got a great idea, a great project, and you need my help or another Team Our Victory members' help, or anybody in our network of coaches. What does that look like for you? I encourage you to get a calendar out and look through 2 to 3 months ahead. Start doing that. It is on my agenda for tomorrow to plan out May. So tomorrow when I sit down to work, I'm going to plan out May. And I want to make sure that everything is like right in line to the T of what I want to do in May. And I encourage you to do the same. And then break down a simple action plan. So when I say write out a plan, like I kind of went in like 3 major levels, like your big plan, like what do you want to do with Beachbody? Like, why are you a coach? I also just talked about making like a plan so that you're looking a couple months out and figure out exactly what you want to achieve in that time. But I also encourage you to break down an action plan for the day, a daily action plan. What do you want to do tomorrow? Before you go to bed tonight, I encourage you to write down like 2 or 3 things that you just want to do tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow I want to learn more about blogging. So I'm going to read a couple articles. I'm going to research about blogging. Or maybe tomorrow I want to add 10 new friends. That's a goal of mine tomorrow. I want to add 10 new friends. Write it down. That way you can check it off when you do it. Break down just a simple action plan. Tomorrow I want to read 3 chapters of my book because I got some time tomorrow and I just want to sit and read and like soak it in. That is working your business, people. That is working your business. So don't be ashamed if you write something down that sounds simple like that you want to read a chapter in your book. That's working your business. That is personal development, which is a vital behavior. So break down your action plans for each day. And I encourage you to do it before you go to bed at night or first thing in the morning. To go along with that, number 4, I love this one. Work at least 10 hours per week. Right now, if you're working this business, for the most part, all of us are working this as like a part-time thing in between what we're doing as a full-time job, right? So what do we do? How do we, if it's a part-time thing, it can get tricky, right? Because nobody's telling you to work your business. There's nobody setting your work hours for you. There's not a punch in and a punch out. It's all on you. And so you've got to be very responsible and diligent with your work hours. But I encourage you to look at your week. I mean, it's almost Friday. So look back at this week. Did you work at least 10 hours when you look back, when it's all said and done? Did you have at least 10 hours? Now we're talking less than 2 hours on your business a day. Less than 2 hours a day. And you can break that up however you need to. Maybe you do an hour in the morning. Maybe there's a half hour before you go to bed at night, right? Maybe you do a half hour in the morning, half hour on your lunch break, and 45 minutes at night before you go to bed. Whatever that looks like for you. But 10 hours per week. Because here's the quote of the night. Sometimers, if you work your business sometimers only get paid sometimes. Let that soak in, right? Sometimers only get paid sometimes. I read that today and I was like, OMG, that is crazy. And it's true. It's so true. Sometimers only get paid sometimes, guys. If you want a steady income, I know that right now you're like, well, I'm working these 10 hours and I didn't get a paycheck this week, Brittany. Well, okay, I've been there and I get that. But over time, I'm not sure the last time I didn't get a paycheck from Beachbody. I'm not blowing out of my ears rich from Beachbody right now. I'm not. I can be completely honest. But I have a steady paycheck every single week from Beachbody. And I work part-time with it, right? And that's what I get. I get my part-time check because I'm working part-time with it. But if I only worked it sometimes, I bet there'd be weeks that it'd be a 0 on my commission. Okay, so keep that in mind. Set business hours. Find time in the morning to set the tone. Maybe the morning is crazy for you. I encourage you to find those first 10 minutes of your day to read personal development. That's going to set the tone. It's going to shape your mind. Maybe in the car, you listen to a podcast. That way you're just like ready and ramped up, revved up, and you're ready to go for the day because you heard this podcast that like, you're like, yeah, you know what? I can do it too. And I do that a lot. And using those dead moments when you're waiting in line at the grocery store, you're just standing there, right? Use that to friend request people. Use those dead moments. You're waiting in line at Starbucks. You're in a drive-thru. No, you're not in a drive-thru. No, you're not in a drive-thru. I take that back. Don't go through the drive-thru. That was a lie. But in things like that, where you're just sitting, okay, maybe you're in the drive-thru at Walgreens because you're getting your prescription filled. Okay, we can do that. Or like the bank. Do people go to the bank anymore? I don't even know. Whatever. Anyway, in those dead moments when you're just sitting there, get out your phone, add a couple friends to your network, schedule a post, send somebody a message and just encourage them. Hey, I saw that you went for a run yesterday. That's so awesome. Like, keep it up. That's really inspiring me. Okay. Like whatever, but use those dead moments to just kind of plant those seeds and work through your business. Okay. All right. Number 5. This one's a good one. Work with the willing. This goes in all aspects of your business, guys. So work with the willing when it comes to your customers. Work with the willing when it comes to your coaches. Now, you might not have any coaches in your downline yet, but I'm giving you this, like, I want to plant this seed in your mind, because this was something that I really struggled with. And it's something that put a, like the brakes went on my business for a little bit because of it. Because we're so passionate. We so desperately just want to help as many people as we can. We just want to help people, right? I just want to help you. But we can't do it for them. Like, when your challengers, they want so badly to lose weight, but they can't press play or seem to find the time. Do they really want it? I don't know. It's not you, right? You can pour in. As long as you're pouring in every tool you can give, whether it's tools to your team or tools to your clients, whatever aspect we're talking, because in this business, you will witness it all. You will witness it on the client end of things, and you'll witness it on the coaching end of things, that you will have people that will drain you and suck the life out of you because they want you to do the work for them. And when they don't feel like they got results or successful, they want to point the finger back at you. It's not you. And we've got to remember that. So work with the willing, because when you start to focus your energy on those people that, like, okay, let me pull you along with me. Come on. We're still going. Come on. Like, the group's still going. When you have to pull people along like that, it's tiring. And I've done it for clients before, and that's not fun, because I'm push and play, man. Like, I've got to do my own freaking workout. How am I going to even I still have to talk myself into getting my workout done today. And yet you want me to it's hard. It's really hard. And the same thing with coaches. I've had coaches that, they want it. They say they want it, but they're not doing the work, right? And it's hard. It's hard. And it's not about saying, okay, I'm not working with you anymore. We're done. Like, don't talk to me. It's not about that. You don't have to turn somebody away, but it's about not letting those people suck the life out of you and what you're doing. To continue on your mission, continue doing what you're doing, continue adding new people to your team, add new people to your challenge groups, add new people to your network in general, because those people they'll phase themselves out. Chalene Johnson always says, get out of the car, right? They'll get out of the car. Eventually, if somebody doesn't want to be a part of your team or want to be a part of your challenge group because it's just too much for them, it's just not right for them, they'll get out of the car. They really will. And it's okay. It's so okay. And we have to be okay with that. The whole thing is, if somebody says no to you, and now this can also shift, guys, with work with the willing. If somebody says no to you, you invite them to your challenge group and they tell you, you know what, not right now. Sorry, no, it's not for me. Awesome. Just move on to the next one. Some will and some won't. And that's totally okay. I read a little thing that said, regardless though, those people that say no right now, still drip on them, okay? And it sounds a little wrong in some ways, but bear with me. Drip on them in the sense that, like, let's say you create a newsletter, okay? And that person already said no, but you have their email. Send them that newsletter. Drip on them. Let's say this person said no, but maybe in the summer. Drip on them in the summer. Remind them in the summer that they said they'd come back in the summer because they'd have more time. So little like drips, right? Like every time you are doing something, let them know you're still around and doing it, because eventually they might come around. They might hear you enough and feel you enough that they end up coming back around. That's why, and I'll be completely transparent and honest, on Team Our Victory, I had a moment in time not too long ago where I had to kind of just stop. I had to stop because I was getting a little bit drained by constantly feeling like I was giving and not getting back. And that is not a good thing to want to do. So I don't encourage that for anybody. We should want to just give, right? Just give. But I was allowing those people that weren't willing to work to drain me. I wasn't focusing on the others. I was focusing on the ones that were draining me, and it was draining me. And so I stopped dripping. And it wasn't good. But now I have this different mindset in Team Our Victory. I could post and nobody can like it and nobody can comment in Team Our Victory. Same thing in a challenge group. I don't care. I'm dripping because you know what? There's people watching in my team. I know there are people watching that are sitting back, and who knows, maybe in a year from now, they're like, okay, I'm so sick of her posting every freaking day. Like, fine. Like, what do you want me to do? You know? And so just to keep going with your mission, let your mission be bigger than that, and work with those willing people, because that's what makes it fun. People that want to do this with you and want to run and race with you, it is a lot of fun to do that with them. Okay. Number 6. Hit a new milestone in your business. When we hit new milestones, it's exciting, it's fun, and it just like, I'll never forget the day that I hit diamond. It was just so fun. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. Like, I never, you get to these places that you don't think you could get to. And sometimes they take a long time to get to. And so when you finally hit these milestones, it is so rewarding. So I encourage you guys, hit a milestone, find something to hit, rank advancement. Success Club. Maybe you've never hit Success Club before, or maybe just getting on the Success Club point board and just having a couple points there. All of that is exciting. It's just momentum builds momentum. And so when you're excited about something, you're going to do something that makes you want to be more excited, and then more excited and more excited. And so find something that you can just like, I'm going to go do that, because once I hit that, I'm going to be excited. Maybe it's a new rung on the leadership ladder. So on your leadership ladder, check out where you've been lingering the last couple months, and see if you can get yourself up to that next rung. What does it take to get there on that rung? And I encourage you to go into that Coach Online office and check out where you are, and look at what the next rung looks like, and see where you have to fill that gap. Maybe it's in Success Club points, maybe it's in volume, maybe it's in commissions. I don't know what that is for you, but see what it is and see how you can start to get going with that and get around that. Another one could be running a challenge group. Maybe you've never run a challenge group before, or maybe it's been a while. That's a new milestone, and you can feel really proud of yourself when you finish that, especially with the new tracker app. It makes it so much different than on Facebook, because it's kind of forcing people to post their shakes and forcing people to post their workouts, and it gives you a platform to see who's doing work and who's not doing work without having to like scroll and count, right? So I encourage you, run a challenge group. And if a challenge group is just so crazy, like out there for you right now, run a free challenge group, or join forces with another person on our team or with me, and let's do a challenge group together. But the feeling of success when you get to the end and you can see the results that your challengers had, I mean, there's nothing like it. That's why we do this, right? We want to help people. And another one, you could look into maybe just creating more volume. Look at what your volume's been lately on your Coach Online office. Just check out your own personal volume and see, can you hit higher volume than you've ever hit before? That kind of stuff amps people up. I hit the biggest volume that I'd ever hit a couple weeks ago, and I mean, I was like dancing like off the ceiling. I was so excited. It's exciting to do things in your business that you've never done. It's nerve-wracking, but when you actually hit those milestones, it's so rewarding. So I feel like if you need a fresh idea, if you're in a slump, definitely encourage you to reach out and try to hit those milestones. Okay, number 7. Listen. What is that like? Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. I think is that a video? I'm totally making things up. Sorry, Samantha. She's laughing at me. Okay, so listen. Like, you've got to listen to people. And I love that you're laughing, Samantha, because you actually did a really great job of that this week. And I'm so proud, because you went through the process of listening to somebody, to really dig deep and to see what their goals are. Where can you help them? Don't come with your own agenda, right? But you want to come with open ears, an open mind, and truly listen to the needs of somebody else. It is not a box that we can just mail somebody. Here's an answer. It works. Wrap it around your waist, right? No, we can't do that. You have to listen to people. You have to know what types of workouts do they like. Do they even freaking like a shake in the morning? Or would Performance Line be better for them? Are they trying to lose weight? Are they trying to tone up? Do they have some big event that they're trying to get ready for? Maybe they're really depressed because they had a baby and like their life is turned upside down and their body is totally different now. And maybe that's it. They just want to get that confidence back as a woman. I mean, you've got to reach out and offer your ear to people. Nobody cares about how much you know until they know how much you care. So offer your care to them. Offer your kindness, offer your ear, offer your heart, and then share with them what's worked for you and what's worked for others. If they have a case that maybe you're not familiar with, Go to a team page and post about it. Say, hey, I've got somebody who has X, Y, and Z happening. Can any of you give me advice? I had a woman who was pregnant. Well, I've never been pregnant. And so I had reached out on Team 180, and the answers and feedback that I got in regards to what I was asking them about was great, because then I was able to go back to that woman and give her like, listen, I don't know the answer because you know, and I know I've never been pregnant, but I've got some women who have, and this is what they said you should do. And that they're like, okay, wait, she totally took the time to go ask people, you know? So think about that. Listen to what they need. If you don't have the answer for them right now, it's totally okay. Let them know, hey, I've got a arsenal of awesome people that I work with that one of them will probably have the answer. Give me like a day and I'll be right back with you. Okay. Don't be afraid to do that. But listen, guys, there's so much going on in the world today. People don't listen to each other anymore. I was just talking with my coworker this morning that people are so afraid to get on the phone. Like when we have people come in as a lead at Orange Theory, I will call them and they won't pick up, and I'll leave a voicemail and they won't call back. But the second I email them or text them, they'll respond. And it's so funny because people we're like afraid to talk to one another nowadays. But you know what? When you find somebody that will actually talk to you, it's like people are like, oh my gosh, like that exists still, and they enjoy it. They truly do. And it's going to be something that makes a big difference to them when they see how much you care. Okay, guys, last one for the night, and then we will wrap this shindig up. So number 8, spend time crafting your story. So I've got a bunch of questions for you, and I kind of want to just leave you with this because it is all of our own personal stories that make us unique in this business. Okay, every single one of us joined for a reason. Every single one of us has some old history and has maybe a journey that got us out of that slump or out of that place in our lives. And now we have a place that we're trying to go. And we all have that. And I think that's the coolest thing about coaches is that we have that in common. But the awesome thing, even cooler than the fact that we all have this like past and where we're trying to go sort of thing going on, beyond that, guys, all our stories are different. They're unique to us. So my questions for you as you craft your story, because your story is going to be yours. No one can take it from you, but that's what's going to be something that when you're in a slump, when you feel like, why am I doing this? You're going to know you can lean back on your story, first of all, but second of all, you can share that to attract those people that need you the most, that can relate to that story. So here are the questions that I want to ask you that you can begin to use to craft that story. Number 1, where were you? Where were you before Beachbody? How did it feel? So where were you and how did it feel where you were before? And what were your options? So in that time of your life before Beachbody, it's like before Christ, right? Like BC, this is like before Beachbody. So BBB, before Beachbody, right? Where were you and how did it feel? And what were your options? Okay. What were your options? Like what, sometimes you feel like you're just stuck, like your back's against the wall and there's no way out. And maybe that is something that you felt. And what was that? So what were your options? And then what did you choose to do? So everybody joins coaching by watching another coach first. I mean, that's the really cool part is that nobody's like, wakes up and like, I think I'm just going to become a Beachbody coach today and has never heard anything about it. We all become Beachbody coaches either by seeing somebody who is doing the whole coaching thing and we're inspired by them, or there's something about their story that attracts us, or we've been in a challenge group and because of our experience in that challenge group, we now want to become a coach and do that for others and pay that forward. So that's the cool thing, that everybody kind of has started in that sense. So what were your options in that time? And what did you end up choosing in terms of the route you were going to go and why? Now, what did you choose? Well, most of us did choose Beachbody, right? That's kind of going to be a similarity. But why? Why did you choose Beachbody and what was it? And now what has that journey been like for you? So since doing Beachbody, so like after Christ or whatever, like after death now, okay? Since joining Beachbody, what has this journey been like? Obviously, maybe you're not done with the journey yet, okay? So what has the journey been like? What are some successes you've had along the way? And now the last one, where are you still going to go? Where now that you're already like, you're in it, you're doing it, you've had some like aha moments and some epiphanies in your life, and you're creating something better for yourself. But now where are you going? And it's really powerful to craft a story like that, because once you show people where you were, where you are now, where it's taken you, but where you're still going to go, you're basically telling people to just watch me, because people want to see that journey. They want to feel hopeful that they can do what you're doing. Okay. So if you are, again, so the whole theme of this was don't stop until you're proud. And the reason that I'm telling you to spend time crafting your story is because I promise you that if you've put a pause on your business or stopped in your business and you're frustrated, or you just feel like you're not successful, or it just feels like it's not working for you, I'm going to venture to say you haven't been very vulnerable with people. And maybe you haven't been honest and vulnerable with yourself. And it's a really difficult thing to do, but it's so powerful in this business to share openly who you were, who you are now, and where you're going. And so I encourage you guys all to do that, because it also gives you a little insight into that journey for you. Now, if you're sitting here today and you're thinking, but Brittany, my journey's, I've paused, I've hit the pause button, I hit stop. So where am I in the journey right now? Why I'm not anywhere. This is a great opportunity for you to now tell people, okay, I've taken this break, but I've got to get back to where I wanted to go. And the only way to do that is to press play and for you guys to watch this transformation happen, and to be out there and vulnerable and to tell people that you're going to do that. It's really powerful stuff. So that's what I wanted to leave you with tonight, guys. But I just encourage you, don't stop until you're proud. Be proud of yourselves. Be proud of yourselves along that journey. Be proud of yourselves for taking that leap of faith the day you signed as a coach. Be proud of yourselves that you're on live tonight listening to this and just trying to grow yourself as a teammate. Be proud of yourselves for every single post that you do, because you never know who's watching and who's inspired by that, who that day needed that post. Be proud of every little thing you're doing, because all of it matters. When you collectively put it together and bundle it up, it's going to be this like ginormous package of awesomeness that you're creating. So don't stop, guys. Don't stop until you're proud. And you know what? Honestly, once you're probably proud of what you've done, you're not going to stop anyway, right? We all know that. You're going to keep going because you want to hit that next big thing. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're listening to the replay, you are awesome too for taking the time. If you have any questions about any of this, or you just want to like chat about it, obviously we can chat in Team Our Victory. Ladies, I love you. Have a great night. I'm going to stop the recording now.